Welcome to Symbol Watch. The bomb makers are stirring. Today's symbols are RTX, Raytheon Corporation, LMT, Lockheed Martin, and NOC, Northrop Grumman. Our momentum engine just flashed on Curtiss-Wright, CW, a part supplier that only pops when the big missile lines start sucking in components. When the bolts move first, the launch platforms usually follow. So, tonight we're zeroing in on the finished product, primes, RTX, LMT, NOC, because parts already shipped means whole missiles are about to roll off the line. Quick, why now? Backdrop. First, Ukraine. Moscow wants a land bridge to Crimea and a veto over Kyiv's future. Kyiv wants every meter of soil back under its flag. Neither side has the punch to finish the other, so they trade artillery barrages and drone swarms day after day. Rheinmetall is standing up a brand new shell plant, and Washington keeps topping up HIMARPS pods. That's a textbook long war of attrition. Steady orders for years, not quarters. Israel versus Iran. Next, Israel versus Iran and its proxies. Tehran keeps enriching uranium and shipping rockets to Hezbollah. Jerusalem's doctrine is never let Iran get the bomb. So we get the same rhythm. Israeli jets hit nuclear or missile sites. Iran, or the Houthis, lob drones back, and Congress signs another PAC-3 and JITTM supplemental. It's an endless volley, not a single campaign. Taiwan Strait. Across the Pacific, Beijing vows to reunify Taiwan, while Washington and Tokyo vow to stop it. Neither wants a shooting war, yet both are racing to stockpile missiles, build Aegis ships, and harden bases. Deterrence here is an arms race funded on 5- and 10-year cycles. Baltic, NATO East flank. Finally, NATO's Eastern Rim. Poland and the Baltic states aren't waiting to see how Ukraine ends. They're ordering Patriot batteries, HIMARS launchers, and layered radars right now. Russia's presence on their doorstep means those contracts are locked through the 2030s.
Lockheed Martin, NYSE, LMT. Home base, 6801 Rockledge Doctor, Bethesda, Maryland. Origin story, 1995. Merger of equals between Lockheed Corp., Skunkworks stealth lineage, and Martin Marietta, Titan rockets, missiles. Flagship kit F-35 Lightning II, 988 aircraft delivered, 17 customers locked into 30-year sustainment. PAC-3 MSE missile, top-tier Patriot interceptor. HIMARS and GMLRS, the truck-mounted rocket system burning hot in Ukraine. LRASM, JASSM long-range anti-ship and land attack missiles, Pacific deterrence play. Edge versus Peers, controls the launch platforms, jets, rocket trucks, and the missiles they fire. Unmatched integration lock-in. Why I like the tape, popped out of an 18-month range, still 17x forward earnings with room back to the 2022 all-time high. One F-35A in flight, Lockheed Martin. F-35 Lightning II, Lockheed's cash machine and the platform that fires half the new missile orders. Lockheed Martin owns both the F-35 launch platform and the PC-3 missile it fires. Reload $475, $480. LMT, Lockheed Martin. Lockheed is the opposite stage of the cycle. It spent 9 months under the 200-day, sucked every week hand out, and finally popped Friday. That yellow 200-day at roughly $492 is the ceiling we need to flip into a floor. I'm tagging a starter down here at $475 to $480. If we get a higher low and a close above that 200-day, I size up. Think early turn, not runaway breakout.
RTX Corporation, NYSE, RTX, home base, 1000 Wilson BLVD, Arlington, Virginia, moved from Massachusetts in 2022. How it got here, created April 2020 when Raytheon Patriot missiles, radars merged with United Technologies aerospace arms, Pratt & Whitney jet engines, Collins Aerospace Avionics. Raytheon Technologies rebranded to simply RTX in 2023. Flagship kit, Patriot Air and Missile Defense System, Radar Plus GEM-T, PC-3 interceptors, sold to 19 nations. Stinger and AIM-9X shoulder air-launched missiles, Ukraine restock plus Israel orders. AMRAAM and NASAMS interceptors, Ghost Eye family ESA radars. Edge versus Peers, owns both the interceptors and the sensors. Unrivaled installed base means every replenishment dollar touches an RTX part somewhere. Why I like the tape, fresh break above a 5-month base, still only 20x forward EPS, cheapest of the three. One RTX corporate tower, 1000 Wilson BLVD, Arlington, VA, RTX HQ, the nerve center where Patriot and Stinger deals get signed. 2. Patriot Launcher, RTX. Patriot Battery, RTX's best-selling shield, restocking from Israel to Ukraine. RTX, Raytheon. Here's the leader that already left the station. RTX broke out of a 5-month box in late May, cleared every moving average, and now prints fresh highs on expanding volume. The 10-day EMA is your guide rail. Dips toward that $139, $142 band are buy tickets. Anything above $147 is pure blue sky, so I'm only adding strength, not chasing.
Northrop Grumman, NYSE, NOC. Home base, 2980 Fairview Park. Doctor, Falls Church, Virginia. Origin story, Northrop outbid Martin Marietta for Grumman in 1994, welding together the F-14 Tomcat maker with Northrop's bomber pedigree. Flagship kit, OB-21 Raider stealth bomber. First flight late 2024, $80 BN program of record. OARGM-ER anti-radiation missile and AGM-88 family upgrades, Ukraine and Pacific demand. OGBSD, Sentinel, next-gen US ICBM replacing Minuteman III, reachable modern 13 billion LRIP bucket starting FY26. Edge vs. Peers, owns the low observable franchise, B2, B21, and the solid rocket motor shop that feeds every PAC-3, Stinger, and SM-6 booster. Why I like the tape, just reclaimed the 200-day. Momentum is only now igniting, giving the widest upside gap of the three. Northrop Grumman, stealth bombers and the solid rocket motors every other prime relies on. Early stage curl above $510. Close with, no fills, no chase. We're buying the dips, not the headlines. 3 B-21, Raider Render, Northrop Grumman. B-21 stealth bomber, Northrop's next-gen deterrent, and the Pentagon's biggest check for the 2030s. NOC, Northrop Grumman. Northrop sits right in the middle. It's lived in this $450–520 range since January. Friday's candle launched off the 50-day and is attacking the top of the box again. I'm watching for either a decisive close over $520, add and ride, or a pullback to $505, $510 to grab the first piece. Momentum gauges are just crossing zero, which is exactly where the best follow-through usually starts.
Pick your stage. RTX is sprinting, NOC is crouched at the line, LMT is just loading into the blocks. Pick your stage and set your stop, because every lane's still open. Wrap line that ties the three shapes together. Bottom line, one supply chain, 3 different lanes on the chart. RTX is already sprinting, Northrop is in the ready set go crouch, and Lockheed's just pushing off the blocks. I can't load up on every name, so here's the menu. Chase the clean breakout in RTX, snag the range buster in NOC, or slip into the fresh turn in LMT, then let the worldwide missile replenish binge do the muscle work. There's a stage for every risk appetite on this board. If you like chasing momentum, RTX is already sprinting. Prefer a breakout test? Northrop is coiling right at the lid. Want the earliest entry? Lockheed's just lifting off its lows. Opportunities this clean don't show up every quarter, so either plant a flag where it matches your style, or at least stay glued to the tape and see what a true early cycle rotation looks like in real time. That's the full rundown on RTX, Raytheon Corporation, LMT, Lockheed Martin and NOC, Northrop Grumman. If you found the breakdown useful, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next market brief. A quick reality check before we sign off. All charts and numbers you just saw come from publicly available data. Everything was crunched in-house. This content is for education and discussion, not a prompt to buy or sell. Markets carry real risk. Money can and does go south. I trade my own account and may be long, short, or flat any name we mention. Double check the facts and talk with a licensed pro before acting on anything here. Visit us at notesideasandthoughts.wordpress.com. See you in the next episode.